Hey guys, thanks again for joining. Today I'm going to be talking to you about this little device. What is it? It's the Next Best Thing Mark II. What does it do? It removes your cassette using the frame. So it negates the need for chain whips and big spanners and cassette removal tools to get your cassette off when you, say, break a spoke or you want to replace the cassette or something like that. Really impressed by it so far. I haven't actually used it yet, but that's what we're going to try and do today, is we're going to try and remove the cassette, see how well it works, see how effective it is. So bear with me with this, because it could be slightly amusing. And then we'll come back and we'll have a talk. Cheers. Enjoy. So to start off, remove the quick release skewer, or the bolt on the rear hub. Remember to take off your brakes as well, loosen your brakes, because you will be removing the wheel for this. Take them up and remove the little screws if you've got them. You don't need them when you're installing the Next Best Thing. Slightly lift the wheel out of the frame and install the Next Best Thing onto the cassette. As you can see here, it slots in rather nicely. Then drop the wheel back down into the frame, or drop the frame down onto the wheel, and it should sit snugly in there. Do up the skewer. They say to do, make sure you do it really tight, so put a bit of force into that. Then make sure that it is seated correctly. So have a look in the frame, make sure that it is flush with the cassette and the frame. Really important there. Then what you're going to do is actually start to pedal forwards on the pedals. And what it does, you'll hear a bit of a sort of a grinding, clicking sound, which is normal. That's the little cap, or the cassette lock ring starting to loosen. And that's it. Then what you're going to do, take off your quick release, take out your skewer. And then drop the wheel down slightly, remove the Next Best Thing. Take your wheel out, and you should have a nice loose cassette. Ta-da! Really good. You can take that off and access the hub. So, putting it back on, pretty much exactly the same way. They suggest that you start by using the tool to tighten it by hand. So not putting too much pressure on it. Then slotting it back into the frame. Making sure that the tool is seated in there nicely. Dropping the frame down, or dropping the wheel in. Tightening up the skewer again. Now I did find here that this is where the instructions got me. For when you're tightening the cassette, it says to rotate the wheel in the direction of travel. I found that it was the opposite. It's rotate the opposite direction, and that tightens it. You'll hear that clicking, grinding sound again. That's the cassette lock ring tightening up. And that should be it. Undo your quick release skewer. Drop your wheel out of the frame. Remove the Next Best Thing. And you've got yourself a nice, tight cassette on the hub. And there we are, successfully loosened and tightened the cassette using the Next Best Thing. Putting it back is just like you're putting on your rear wheel. Just drop it back into the frame, put the quick release skewer back on with the little springs if you took them off, and job done. So there you go. As you can see, it does actually work. I'm really impressed, and I'm so glad that I've invested in this. I don't know if it is available worldwide. It's definitely available in the UK. Check it out, NBT Mark II. Just suggest be careful when you're using it. Don't put too much force in there, because you are using the flex of the frame itself. Otherwise, fantastic. Hopefully I won't need to use it, but it's great to know that it's there. It's great to know that if I am in the middle of nowhere and I break a spoke, I've got this thing and I can replace it. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy rolling.